Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Kutztown University Athletics Hall of Fame ceremony. My name is Steve Degler, class of 1988, and I'll be your MC for this morning's program. Today we welcome 6 new members into the KU Athletics Hall of Fame, including Sarah Brandon Woodward, class of 2007 for women's volleyball, Jeremy Culver, class of 1999, men's track and field, Shannon J. Daggett, class of 1998, women's track and field hockey, Kellie Evans, class of 2003, softball, Gristick, class of 1983, football, and Bilal A. Salam, class of 2005, men's basketball. And now at this time, I am pleased to introduce to the stage Dr. F. Javier Ceballos, the president of Kutztown University. Dr. Ceballos.
Thank you, and good morning and welcome back to Kutztown University. This is the second year that we have hosted this great event in the Student Recreation Center, and I'm sure many of you are experiencing it for the first time. This facility is one of the many positive changes to our campus, and I hope that you will take a few minutes today to see the improvements. You will notice just west of the stadium that the old heating plant and garages have been removed and replaced with Golden Bear Plaza. That's a big, big change. Home to the class of the 44 barbecue. The Golden Bear statue that used to be in the South Dining Hall food court has been moved out there. And also we have new outdoor basketball courts for our students. And those are a lot of fun. The historic Schaefer Auditorium has been renovated and expanded. And a Platz with a lighted water element has been installed between the facility and Sheridan Arts Building, who was also renovated a couple of years ago. I would encourage all of you to plan to attend a show at Schaefer to experience one of the region's state-of-the-art performance arts facilities. As always, our student athletes and athletic teams continue to be a point of pride for our institution. This past year was highlighted by an appearance in the Division II national title game for our softball team. This fall, senior Zach Fleming of our main cross-country team earned a trip to the NCAA Division II championships in Spokane, Washington next Saturday. Zach is the first KU runner to accomplish that feat since 1992. In addition, our women's soccer team advanced to the NCAA tournament for the 4th time in the last 5 years, and last night, or yesterday afternoon, they won 2-0, so they are moving on to the next round on Sunday. Our men's tennis team crowned PSAC singles and doubles champions in September. So Golden Bear student athletes also continue to excel in the classroom as well. 2 weeks ago, we recognized 130 individuals as PSAC Scholar Athletes. This morning, we will continue our tradition of student athlete excellence by awarding 6 alumni the ultimate athletic honor granted by our institution, induction into the KU Athletic Hall of Fame. Our 6 honorees today include Sarah Brandon Woodward, the most prolific offensive women's volleyball player in school history, who helped KU to 3 PSAC East titles in the middle of the last decade. Jeremy Culver, one of the cornerstones of the Golden Bears men's track dynasty in the 1990s, who through his record-setting middle distance performances helped KU to 3 conference titles. Shannon Daggett, a 2-sport standout in the late 90s, whose stellar offense helped KU field hockey to the national title game in 1997, and whose record-setting efforts in the hurdles and sprints helped the women's track and field team to its first ever conference title. Kellie Evans, a double threat in softball, dominating on the mound, at the plate, while setting team records in both areas between 2000 and 2003. Gristick, an all-conference quarterback who in 1980 led KU to its first ever PSAC East championship on the gridiron. And Bilal Salam, the best shot blocker in men's basketball team history, who also broke the 1,000-point barrier and set the school records in rebounds while sparking the turnaround of the program in the early 2000s. For our 6 new inductees, I am sure that this morning's ceremony will be a time to cherish for you, your friends, families, teammates, and coaches. I am truly honored to celebrate this great milestone with you this morning. On behalf of Kutztown University, I congratulate you and thank you for what you have done and continue to do for our athletic program and university. Thank you.
Our first inductee this morning is Sarah Brandon Woodward, class of 2007. Sarah Brandon was a 4-time All-PSAC selection, 3-time PSAC East Player of the Year, and 5-time All-Region Performer. In her senior year, she was named to the AVCA All-America Honorable Mention Team and the Daktronics All-America Second Team. Brandon holds single match, season, and career records for kills, as her 1,840 kills rank 9th in PSAC history. A testimonial from KU volleyball coach John Gump. Quote, Sarah played a huge part in the most successful era in the history of KU women's volleyball. One of the reasons for her success was her willingness to continue to work on her game and find ways to improve each year. As impressive as her kill numbers are, they are even more impressive when you consider every one of our opponents was geared to stop her every match. She was the focus of every defense and every game plan. I remember a night at Westchester when the Golden Ram players spent the entire match calling her by name instead of number as they identified our hitters prior to each rally. I think the plan was to try to unnerve Sarah. It didn't. She laughed it off and lit them up for 14 kills in a 3-set sweep. Of all the incredible things she did during her time at KU, I am still struck by her ability to dominate matches despite the concerted effort of a defense to stop her. Sarah was everything a coach, an athletic department, and a university could ever want in a student athlete. After she finished her career, I would cross paths with people on the recruiting trail who would ask me if I was out looking for the next Sarah Brandon. The answer, truthfully, was no. As much as I would have loved to have another player like Sarah, there was a part of me that realized how fortunate I was to have one, and that Sarah would almost certainly be the greatest to ever wear a KU volleyball uniform. Sarah represented our team and our university extremely well during her career. I was honored to be her coach. She's extremely deserving of this honor today, and I am proud that she is again representing our program as she enters the Hall of Fame, end quote. Here to assist Dr. Cevallos with the presentation of Sarah's induction this morning into the KU Athletics Hall of Fame is Sarah's father, Mark Brandon. Let's welcome into the KU Athletic Hall of Fame, Sarah Brandon Woodward.
Guys, if you can come just this way a little bit.
Sorry, I'm really sorry. First, I'd like to start by thanking Kutztown University Athletics and the Hall of Fame Selection Committee for the honor of being inducted today. I didn't anticipate this honor to come so soon after graduating, or at all. I played volleyball because it was fun. Didn't play it for awards or recognitions or as a means to get a degree. I really just loved playing. Sorry. I'm a firm believer in laughing and having fun. And if you're not having fun, then I don't think there's a point. I'm truly honored that something I really had fun doing led to such an honor today. Please don't mistake that just because it was fun doesn't mean that there wasn't hard work involved. There was plenty of hard work and workouts. In middle school, it started and continued into high school. There were jump soles, 2-a-days, and club volleyball. Days in Kutztown involved workouts in Risley, 2-a-days before the sun, boxes, and these millions of orange cones that Coach Gump seemed to just love. Coming to Kutztown was not something that I had planned on. The letter came and I thought, where is that and how do you say that? Okay. It went into the maybe pile, and then a friend on a club volleyball team said she was coming. And so my dad and I drove out for an official visit. There was snow, and I insisted that I would go somewhere where there was not snow. But once Coach said that I would play, that was all that mattered, that I would be able to play the game that I loved. So even with snow, Kutztown was it. It was home, and it had felt right. It was the only choice for me, and I couldn't have imagined myself going anywhere else. Volleyball is the game that connected me with my best friends. It's allowed me to forge friendships throughout the year that I couldn't have imagined, and that I still have today. I would like to thank my family for their support, the Goodnights and the Woodwards who are here today, and for all of my family who came out to support my teams and I throughout the years. I truly appreciate it and will never forget it. To my husband, Dustin, who I met here at Kutztown, your love and support throughout the years has been amazing, and I appreciate all you do for us and our family. To my family who was subjected to all of the volleyball, My brother Michael, thank you for coming to the tournaments, the games, the weekend road trips. I truly appreciate your support, even if it wasn't voluntary at times. I got you to come back to KU a lot faster than we thought. To my parents, Mom and Dad, without you guys, none of this would have been possible. You were the ones who had supported me when I wanted to try something new. You encouraged me to continue when it was hard. Sorry. You cheered for me through the games and the club tournaments. You put up with the long Saturdays and Sundays in the gym, the stinky knee pads and the smelly teenage girls on the way home. You cheered the silly ace cheers and traveled everywhere to watch me play, even driving across states to watch a match. It meant the world to me, and it still does. You always were there also to let the ref know if he blew the call, which was important. You were my team's cheerleaders. When I look back over the WPIAL Championship, the states, the tournaments, going to the NCAA tournament, the one constant was your face and your support. I hope that I'm able to support my child and my future children the way that you supported me then and continue to support me. Without your love and support, this wouldn't have been possible. And I would not be here today as a Hall of Fame inductee at Kutztown University. So thank you, and go Bears!
Our second inductee this morning is Jeremy Culver, class of 1999. Jeremy Culver was a two-time most valuable male track and field athlete at the ECAC Indoor Championships, leading KU to 2 championships in 1997 and 1998. He was a triple winner at both the 1997 and 1998 meets, winning the 200, 400, and the 4x400 meter relay. During the outdoor season, Culver helped lead Kutztown to a PSAC championship in 1998 and a runner-up finish in 1999. He was the 1999 PSAC champion in the 200, 400, and as a member of the winning 4x100 meter relay team. He currently ranks on 5 of KU's indoor all-time top 10 lists and on 2 of KU's outdoor all-time top 10 lists. Former KU track and field coach and Kutztown Hall of Famer Brian Munshine notes, quote, "Jeremy was instrumental in turning our team into a PSAC contender. He did this not only by scoring points, but by helping to demonstrate that Kutztown could attract high-profile Pennsylvania athletes. Whether he ran second or fourth leg, our 4x400 relay was usually in the lead when he finished his leg. He brought out the best in his teammates, if for no other reason than they felt obligated to keep up," end quote. Here to assist Dr. Ceballos with the presentation of Jeremy's induction this morning into the KU Athletics Hall of Fame is Jeremy's former coach and Kutztown Hall of Famer, Brian Munshine. Let's welcome into the KU Athletic Hall of Fame, Jeremy Culver.
Hello. They told me to speak into the mic. Oh, that works. Thank you, Coach Monchar, for coming and presenting. You're the reason I came to Kutztown, actually. One of the benefits and the hindrances of being young and having a one-track mind is that sometimes you make decisions based on that one thing, and my one thing was track and field. And I transferred to Kutztown because of Coach Monshine and his father, because they were the best coaches in the world. And they happened to be here in Kutztown, in the backyard of where I grew up, and I'm really thankful I did. Looking back on it, it's probably somewhat foolish to make such a big life decision based on a sport, but it really isn't, because athletics teaches us so much. It teaches us about dedication, hard work, what it means to be successful, and what it means when you fail, how to overcome that. And I think those are lessons that we take, at least I've taken with me the rest of my life, understanding that if I can do it in athletics, I can do it in every other endeavor that I've chosen. So I'm glad I was foolish and one-track minded and came to Kutztown, because with Coach Monshine, I learned so many life lessons that my parents had spent a lot of time teaching me. And, you know, just like parents, you don't always want to hear what your coach has to say about whether it's missing practice or going to class, which I did well, but are working harder. I mean, sometimes a coach needs to call you out, and my coach definitely did that, and I'm very thankful for that because it helped me transfer from being a boy to a man, and that happened here at Kutztown, and that was great. So that coming here for athletics was a choice that was well rewarded, but I also got a great education, and that's a great benefit because I wasn't even thinking in those terms. And I was a good student. I'm not saying that I wasn't focused on athletics. I mean, I was always a good student, but the academics here were really, really good. And I was very thankful for that because it started to shape my worldview outside of athletics, because there came a point where athletics wasn't going to be the way forward anymore, and you had to focus on other endeavors. And I learned so much about the world here through the academics at Kutztown and where I could fit in, and I got to explore a lot of different topics. And so I'm thankful for that because this fine institution gave me that opportunity. And now I come back and I'm just wondering why all this stuff wasn't here when I was here, because it's beautiful, and I would have loved to work out in that weight room. I probably would have lifted a lot harder, but I feel proud that our small contributions on the athletic field and in the classroom help build a foundation for the next generation. That makes me feel old, by the way. For the next generation to come to Kutztown and have facilities like these. And I'm really proud of that. I'm glad that the next generation has gotten the opportunity to be in this beautiful campus, in this beautiful town with these amazing facilities. I mentioned parents, and my parents are amazing, Robert and Ricky Culver. I think parents oftentimes don't get the credit they deserve because they have to find a balance of encouraging you as well as creating some kind of discipline and structure in your life. And I just want to say, Mom and Dad, you guys did an amazing job. From when I was younger to college and to today, my parents and I still have the same relationship. I come to them for advice, and I just look to them. They're my best friends, and it's a foundation that they built on early. And my sister, who is gone with her baby somewhere, oh, in the back there. She's 10 years younger than I am, so she was my biggest fan growing up, and now I'm her biggest fan because she's got a beautiful son with her partner, Obed, here, and I'm thankful that they're able to be here as well. And then moving to the future, my fiancée, Charlene, is here with me, and she never got to know me as an athlete here at Kutztown, which may be good because she may not have liked me, because there's something very alpha male about being an athlete and needing to compete all the time. And so thankfully I met her after I left here, and we've been together a very long time, and I'm very thankful for her, and I'm glad I get to share this part of my life with her as well. And I'm just very honored and thankful for the committee for recognizing me. It's amazing when you contribute, when you put so much into one aspect of your life and you move on to other aspects of your life and you come back and to be recognized for that. It's a tremendous honor. It makes you stop and reflect and wonder, and you look back on everything, and I guess it's that point in life when you can start doing that and seeing how your past informs your future. And in the present right now, I'm really proud of my past. I'm really excited for my future, and I'm really thankful for the present and being honored and being recognized by the Hall of Fame committee and being in the presence of everybody here in this room and the other inductees. It's quite an honor. Thank you.
Our next inductee is Shannon J. Daggett, class of 1998. Shannon was a two-sport student athlete in field hockey and track and field. In field hockey, she was a two-time All-American forward. Daggett led the PSAC in goals scored per game her senior year and helped guide Kutztown to the NCAA National Championship game. She is ranked third in school history with 126 points and 28 assists, and fourth with 49 career goals. On the track, Shannon currently ranks on 2 of Kutztown's indoor all-time top 10 lists and is the school record holder in the 55-meter hurdles and second in the 200-meter dash. She holds the outdoor record in the 200 meters and also rates third in the 100-meter hurdles. Former KU track and field coach and Kutztown Hall of Famer Brian Munshine notes, quote, Shannon was a great sprinter, hurdler, and relay specialist for our team. It's telling that she still holds one indoor and one outdoor record over a decade after she set them, end quote. Former KU field hockey coach Betty Wessner comments, quoting again, as the word athlete implies, a person with the skill and training to be good at sports, this was Shannon while at KU. Strong, fit, agile, and a pleasure to coach. I feel so honored to have coached her and that she chose to be a Golden Bear, end quote. Here to assist Dr. Ceballos with the presentation of Shannon's induction this morning into the KU Athletics Hall of Fame is former KU head field hockey coach of 33 years, Betty Wessner. Let's welcome into the KU Athletic Hall of Fame, Shannon J. Daggett.
The first thing that comes to mind is, oh, how things changed. I ran track with Jeremy, and we joked outside that if we went for a run today, it wouldn't be pretty. So, but first off, I just want to thank the committee for choosing me. This is a really great honor. I also want to thank my coaches, Betty, and of course Brian's here, which is great. I appreciate all the time that you spent with me and my teammates. Certainly was a lot of time and devotion, a lot of practice, a lot of hard work, and I think that's certainly carried on through our lives today. I'd also, of course, like to thank my family for being here today. My parents, my track events were less than a minute combined, practically, so I appreciate them, you know, spending hours driving to some of these track meets, sitting for hours, and you know, my event was over in 14 seconds, and they had to wait another hour for the next event. So I really do appreciate that, of course. And my sister for getting me involved in sports. I think if it wasn't for her, I'm not sure what I would be doing right now, but maybe it was just that competitive spirit that I was born with. I certainly followed in her footsteps, so I appreciate that. And I'm trying not to cry. I'm glad, Sarah, that you cried a little bit before me, so I appreciate that. But I also, of course, want to thank my husband for being here to support me, and my son, who's 6, who I think someday he'll appreciate this and maybe think that this is kind of cool that his mom's in the Hall of Fame. As far as today at 6, he was upset that he missed a birthday party. So there were some tears over that. So someday I think he might appreciate that. I definitely owe Kutztown for my career. When I graduated from Kutztown, well, first of all, I should say I didn't know what I wanted to do when I started at Kutztown, and Betty said, how about telecommunications? And she steered me in the direction of television, and I actually did end up working in television for 7 years. I worked at a CNN affiliate, I worked at an NBC affiliate in Lancaster, PA, and then I also worked at Comcast Sportsnet in Bethesda. So I was able to interview some of the great athletes on the Orioles and the Redskins and the Ravens, and you're probably thinking, why aren't you still doing that now? That sounds really cool. But I actually did end up working for the government. I've worked there for 9 years now, and I've traveled all over the world, and it's been great. So I certainly had a desire to serve our country, and I assume that I will continue that and retire with the government. So I certainly owe Kutztown for instilling me with all those values and all that perseverance that I learned while I was here playing sports. So I thought I would just discuss some of the greatest life skills I learned from playing sports at Kutztown. First of all, I think playing sports here kept me out of trouble, that's for sure. I mean, I was always too busy to do anything but a practice, playing 2 sports. We were always at practice. The weekends, I had a track meet, we had field hockey games, so I certainly owe Kutztown to that. And also working together in a team, practices, you're always pushing each other, track, you're always pushing each other to do better. Field hockey, the first thing that pops in my mind is running the loop. I don't know, Jen, you remember the loop. How many miles is that? Betty? 3.2, my gosh, that doesn't sound like a lot. I swear, it just seemed like an eternity, probably because of the cornfields. So, yes, I mean, at the time, I thought, Betty, why are you making us run the loop again? But, these are the things that you learn the most from, these things where you have to push yourself. And even today, I will never forget the loop. And if I ran it today, it wouldn't be pretty. And track, the thing that comes to mind is I remember Brian. I remember running against a lot of Division I schools, and remember thinking, why is he having us, run and compete against these top athletes in Division I? But I realize now it made us all better. Those experiences. I can remember going up to going to my blocks, looking to the left, to the right, looking to the left, thinking, oh, I'm gonna get smoked. And you know what? Sometimes I did, but there are other times that, I came in second and third in some of those meets, and I realize now those are the things you actually remember. But you also always remember the times you win, but those are definitely moments you remember as well. So all those moments carry over to the workplace because you're always working in a team. You realize that, you all have to push each other every day at work. So as you all know from the furlough, that didn't work out so well. I did have 2 weeks off from that, but we all do our best to get the mission done. Another thing I learned was also just to listen to your coaches. I could just go on and on about this. Just the things I mentioned. At the time, you might not understand it, but you realize it now, the lessons you learned in the hard times. I think Jen would agree with this. We would all go back and play that game against Bloomsburg in a heartbeat for the national championship. I still remember that like it was yesterday. And we were all ready, pumped, ready to go. We had heard there were busloads of fans coming from Kutztown, and then the weather got the best of the field. So we actually dressed for the game, and not until we got out there, they decided to call the game. I'm convinced Bloomsburg just knew they were going to lose that day. So, and then we did end up losing the next day, 1-0 on a Monday. So no one could come to the game, and so you can imagine we were just all so upset. And I would go out and play that game again. I think all of us would. So, and again, I think Bloomsburg was just scared we were going to beat them. And also just the fact that this is a small school, although it doesn't look like a small school to me now with all these additions. I'm with Jeremy, I'm jealous of what it's like now. But just because you go to a small school, I'm from a small town, doesn't mean you can't travel the world. Now that I'm working for the government, I've been to many war zones. I've been to Iraq, I've been to Pakistan, I've been to Afghanistan, I've been almost every region of the world. And I can say where I work now, actually how I got into the organization was a Kutztown recruiter. So things just oddly always work out for you. And I certainly, I would certainly recommend anybody, any of your friends or any of your kids growing up, Kutztown's a great place to go, because I certainly have talked about this school and the things that it's given me over the years. And finally, I learned just to never give up. I think that's something we all learn playing sports, and it carries on through life and work. Every day isn't going to be that championship game, but every day you have to find a way to motivate yourself. And Betty's son, I remember Josh just always being there for us, and he certainly never gave up. And sorry. So, but I do remember him being at the game, the national championship, and that's one of the things that sticks in my memory of being here at Kutztown. He was just, I think he was more disappointed than all of us in that national championship, and he certainly comes into my memory, and that was definitely something I remember, him yelling at the refs. I remember that, and he was just a great person, and certainly miss him, and I'm sure anyone who knew him, he was a great person. And finally, I just want to say, a coach said to me and my team one time, you have to seize the moment. So I think I just want you all in life to seize the moment. All of these memories, these things, these games, these moments. You don't get a second chance. So I just hope you all, every day, continue to seize the moment, and I certainly am just thankful that I learned everything that I did here at Kutztown. Thank you.
Kellie Evans, class of 2003, was an All-American and a 5-time All-PSAC softball student athlete by earning All-PSAC honors at 2 positions in her freshman season in 2000, including PSAC Rookie of the Year. She was a 3-time member of the ECAC All-Star Team and 4-time All-Mid-Atlantic Region selection. During her time at KU, Evans had set KU records for home runs and slugging percentage in a single season. She currently holds Kutztown career hitting records for triples and had set records in home runs, RBI, and total bases. As a pitcher, Evans set KU career records for wins, complete games, and shutouts. Judy Law's current head softball coach at KU said, quote, "Kellie was one of the most dominating pitchers and offensive players to play the game. While her many accolades speak volumes about her abilities on the field, Kellie was also a powerful leader. She helped lay the foundation to bring our program to where it is today. With that said, it is most important to mention that Kellie was as good a person as a player. As you stand here today, Kellie, we are appreciative of your efforts, your loyalty, and commitment to KU softball are qualities that make a coach's job truly rewarding," end quote. Here to assist Dr. Ceballos with the presentation of Kellie's induction this morning into the KU Athletics Hall of Fame is her father, Mike Evans. Let's welcome into the KU Athletic Hall of Fame, Kellie Evans.
Well, I'd like to start by saying to those of you that don't know me that I am a woman of few words, so I'm going to keep this short and sweet. While I'm greatly honored to be inducted into Kutztown's Hall of Fame, I'm not sure what else to say besides thank you. Thank you to the university, and thank you to everyone who has helped me in my softball career. I want to thank my parents for investing so much time and money into my travel teams and tournaments, as well as supporting me through college. I have to admit that softball, especially in my teen years, wasn't always my #1 priority. However, my parents always kept me focused. I believe that softball gave me the confidence, strength, and mindset that enabled me to build a respectable career, family, and lifestyle. I would also like to thank all of my coaches along the way. Even though my father advised me not to listen to you most times, you've certainly influenced me. Judy Laws, my college coach, was a big help. She played a huge role in keeping me motivated. Everyone knows that with college comes a lot of distractions, and she always had my back and made sure that I was on the right track. Lastly, I would like to thank my teammates. Most of my teammates have now become lifetime friends. As a pitcher, my teammates were especially important. I relied on them, and they supported me both on and off the field. I'll wrap up by saying that college was one of the best times of my life. I have a lot of great memories, and 90% of them involve softball. I guess I'll categorize the other 10% of my great memories as miscellaneous. Anyway, thank you to everyone involved, and I genuinely appreciate this honor.
Our next inductee is Greg Gristick, class of 1983. Greg Gristick led the Kutztown football team to its first ever appearance in the PSAC championship game in 1980 and its first ever PSAC East title, earning him ECAC Rookie of the Year honors. He was a 2-time All-PSAC selection and set the single game record for completion percentage at 91%, which still stands today. Gristick closed his career with 19 school records, which stood for more than a decade. Even though he was not able to be here today, Greg's former teammate, Dave Steckel, current associate head coach and defensive coordinator for the 9th-ranked University of Missouri Tigers, has sent us his thoughts on Greg's induction today. Here is what Coach Steckel wrote. "I have the privilege of knowing Greg in 3 distinct ways. First, as a team member at Kutztown, he was an exceptional teammate and an even better leader. He propelled us to the PSAC East Championship and ensured that every step along our journey here at Kutztown was fun and competitive. Greg is a great friend. In coaching a football team, I often tell my players that the guys they are sweating with every day on the practice field will become their closest friends in life. I tell them this because I know it to be true. Greg is like my brother, and the way he has treated my family is something I cherish. The bond that we built playing football at Kutztown has only grown stronger over the years. I can't express in words the truly great friend that Greg has always been. Finally, Greg is an unbelievable family man. I have enjoyed watching him love his wife and kids. He is, above all else, a great father and husband. Today we recognize Greg Gistic for the outstanding athlete he was at Kutztown. I was overjoyed when I found out he would be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Greg is definitely an all-time great in Kutztown history. He is also a Hall of Fame husband, father, and friend. And Coach Steckel closes by saying congratulations and giddy up. Here to assess Dr. Ceballos with the presentation of Greg's induction this morning into the KU Athletics Hall of Fame is former KU football coach and KU Hall of Famer Al Leonzi. Let's welcome into the KU Athletic Hall of Fame, Greg Gristick.
Thank you and good morning. This is indeed a special day, and I feel honored and privileged to be here today with my fellow inductees of 2013. But most importantly, why I'm here today is to give thanks. To my parents, Steve and Pat, thank you for all your love and support. Sometimes I forget to thank you for always believing in me and making my life so happy. Sometimes I forget to tell you how much I really do appreciate what you have done for me and my 4 brothers over the years. Sometimes I forget to tell you that I love you and that I'm so thankful for you able to share this special day with me. You are the best, and I love you dearly. To my wife and kids, Chris, the last 30 years, don't cry, have been the best times. So many memories that I will never forget. Thank you for putting up with all my bad habits. And most importantly, thank you for selecting Kutztown, because if you never went to Kutztown, I would have never met you. My love has not changed for 30 years, and from the words of our song, I am truly in love with you. Thanks for being a perfect wife and a great mother. To my kids, Caitlin, Adam, and Anthony, I can't ask for better kids. I hope you understand how much I love you. Thanks for all the memories. You are the best. Keep working hard in school. It means so much to me. And I'm glad I'm thanking Dave Steckel because he said some great things for me. So sorry he could not be here today. I know it's killing him because he loves this type of atmosphere and the partying we're going to be doing afterwards. I just wanted to say thanks for being my best friend. And I really appreciate what he did for my family throughout the years. You're a great friend and an even better godfather to my son, Adam. Go Mizzou. And Perry, you're a good godfather to my daughter too, Caitlin. To the Hall of Fame members and board that are here today, look what Coach Steck did over the last 30 years in coaching. He should be standing up here one day. To Coach Brewer, my high school coach, he cannot be here today, but what I would like to do is thank him for making me a quarterback and preparing me for college. To Coach Baldwin, I'm so grateful I had a chance the last several years to talk with him at the golf events. He just always wanted to know about my family. That's the type of guy he was. And I don't know if there's one person that disliked George Baldwin. And he is going to be sorely missed, and I loved him dearly as a coach. Coach Leonzi, thank you for standing with me today. You have been a great person and an advisor to me. You have taught me a lot about life and football over the past few years, and I really appreciate your friendship. And finally, to all my teammates that are here, thank you for coming, as they're waving over there. Thank you for your support throughout the years. Without you, I would not be here today. Thank you for coming today. I'm humbled and honored to be a member of the Kutztown Hall of Fame. Go Bears, go EIU, go Mizzou. Thank you, and God bless.
Our final inductee is Bilal A. Salam, class of 2005. Salam was a 4-time All-PSAC East selection, including first team honors and the PSAC East Player of the Year in his senior season. He set both the KU and PSAC career shot blocking record and finished 3rd all-time in Division II with 408 blocks. He also established a school record for career rebounds with 980 and his 8th all-time with 1,342 points. His 313 made free throws ranked 2nd all-time at KU, and his 11 blocks in a single game are a school record. Bernie Driscoll, current head men's basketball coach at Kutztown, had this to say about Salam, quoting, "The foundation for the success of Kutztown University's men's basketball, both on the court and in the classroom, was built on 2 young freshmen in our first recruiting class. Point guard Jeff Brickus, who was elected to the Hall of Fame in 2010, and Bilal Salam, whom we honor today. The basketball accolades for Bilal are impressive, but they simply do not define his effect on our program and school community. Bilal showed great leadership qualities from the first day that he set foot on our campus. His work ethic and calm approach to an athletic contest was just what the team of 5 freshman starters needed to be successful. Bilal drew his strength from his family, teammates, friends, and his faith. His natural position that he plays in the NBDL is small forward. Many nights, Bilal had to play center for the Golden Bears, and he never complained once. He knew what had to be done for our team to win, and his teammates realized what he was doing for the team. Bilal is a young man who has succeeded in the classroom and on the court, but his greatest success in my eyes is watching him become a great father and husband. It is with great pleasure and pride that I present Bilal Salam for induction into Kutztown University's Hall of Fame," end quote. Here to assist Dr. Savalius with the presentation is head men's basketball coach Bernie Driscoll. Let's welcome to the KU Athletic Hall of Fame, Bilal A. Salam.
I think we might have to get a taller podium. I first like to thank God. Praises to God. There's no way I could have been on the path that I've been on without His grace and His mercy. Thinking back 15 years ago, at the age of 16, 17, this was my first probably varsity basketball game. I was 6'2", 150 pounds maybe. To be where I am now is truly a blessing, truly a blessing. And to go from Wilmington, Delaware, and then go to college, and then go through college, and then get on a plane for the first time and go to Argentina because of the game that I love, having the people around me that I love and that I care about. So let me get to this. I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame committee, my teammates that helped me get into the position where I could excel and play well. I'd like to thank Lee Robinson, who isn't with us today, and Lex Nichols. They were my community center coaches, mentors, and role models at a young age. And they really helped me with the game of basketball and helped me with life. They taught me a lot of life goals, being responsible, how to be a first competitor, and not taking anyone or anything for granted. More importantly, they taught me how to be a man amongst men. I've tried and continue to try to make my family proud, my Salam family, Kutztown family, and my C&D family. My C&D family are the people that I can turn to, and anytime help me make conscious decisions, and we live by a creed that we are raised by a family, blessed by God, and forever brothers by choice. I'd like to thank Coach York, Coach Driscoll. They found me playing basketball at Ash Park in Coatesville, Pennsylvania in the Summer League. And they gave me a chance to follow my collegiate career and play basketball. And Coach Driscoll was like my on-campus advisor, my on-campus mentor, coach, and father. He was there for me every year. Every year in college, I lost somebody. I lost my aunt, Hazel. I lost my aunt Ann. I lost my grandmother. And I lost a brother, Terry Alls. And every year he was there for me. He was always there to help me out. And I appreciate everything that you've done for me. I also, smell, sorry, but and I also listened to him like wholeheartedly about everything, as far as grades and making sure I came back and graduated and do all those little things, except naming my kids Bernie and Bernice, and that's just not going to happen. But my inspiration for going to college and graduating was my sister, who couldn't be here today, my sister Amina. She continues to help me out and help my family out, and she really set the path on going to school. Even though she didn't graduate, she was being very responsible in the acts and things that she's done to help my family grow, and I want to thank her. Basketball has always been a way of life and a learning tool for me of my own tendencies and habits. It's taught me how to work hard, how to push myself, and how to get better. And regardless of how much anyone believes in you, if you don't believe in yourself, you won't make it. You need both faith and work to be successful at anything. If you don't try to work, it will never happen. And if you work and you don't have the faith, confidence, or unable to implement it or take a shot, then it's all for nothing. I'd like to thank my beautiful wife, Sabrina, my two kids. They really have been the passion and just the drive for helping me to continue to play basketball. I'm still playing basketball now, and it's great. She gave me something that helped really propel my professional mind state. I told her one time, probably 3 months after meeting her, that I said, there's a difference between being good and being great. And the good need to be pushed, and the great push themselves. And on my birthday, December 2nd, she came to me with a plate of glass with the quote engraved in it with my name after it. And whenever I ever think about quitting, whenever I ever think about halving it, I always can look at that, and it gives me the strength to continue. Lastly, I'd like to thank my mother and my father. My mother and father both worked at the same job for 30+ years, which is not an easy thing to do. And it's rarely, you can't even find people who do that nowadays. My mother always had the uncanny ability to always see the positive in everything. It's not on a sheet. We went 5-20, I believe, my freshman year. And at the end of the year, she told me that we played hard and we just needed more experience. So it's better to lose and learn early than to win at the hand of ignorance. That taught me a lot. As long as I learned and put forth effort, and my team did the same, we would get better, whether we won or lost. My father who is my imam, who has helped me understand so many facets of life, let me know that it's easy to say the right thing, but it's the true test of a man to do the right thing. More importantly, doing the right thing when things are not going your way and being consistent at it. So whether I'm up or down, making shots or missing them, my character and faith should never waver. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out and showing their support. And man, I just never thought that I'd be here. Even in college, I mean, we come and we play this game and do our respective sports. We work hard in the off season. We do all these things for the love of the game, and that's really it, nothing else. And to be honored we're truly thankful. I mean, Kutztown has been my home. I come back every year and work out here. I come back, I see different coaches. It was no other place for me than to be here. And this has happened over my high school career, college career, even professionally. I go to one place and it doesn't work out for me. Things don't go my way. I continue to work hard and I get blessed. I think it's just the discipline and the way that the ebb and flow of how I am. And I want to thank Kutztown for definitely taking a chance, Coach taking a chance on me and giving me the ability to do well. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Before we close the program, I'd like to congratulate all 6 inductees and welcome you to the KU Athletics Hall of Fame. It's been a great morning. And now for our closing remarks, I would like to introduce the athletic director here at Kutztown University, Mr. Greg Bamberger.
Thank you, Steve. Can't quite get it up as high as you, Bilal, but it's close. It's close. On behalf of the athletic department, let me first of all congratulate all the inductees once again. Sarah, Jeremy, Shannon, Kellie, Greg, and Bilal. Tremendous accomplishment. I normally save what I'm going to say until I get the chance to hear what you guys say. And it's a pleasure as a former athlete, as a former coach, and now as an athletic administrator to hear that everything we've been doing and beating into these people, and I'm looking at Coach Driscoll, don't mean it that way, Coach, but that it's paid off. And they got what we were talking about. They understood it. All the time that the coaches have been pushing and pushing, not just about the on the field or on the court lessons, but the off the field, the more important things. And obviously all of these inductees have taken those lessons and turned it into successful lives, whether it's professionally, personally. And it's very satisfying to hear that. So I'm glad that I've chosen the profession that I did, and I'm sure the coaches feel the same way. Many of you have made comments about the campus. Obviously, it's changed quite a bit. I hope that you take the time today to visit our beautiful, beautiful campus on this beautiful day. We do have a few events going on today. First of all, you will be our guests at our tailgate prior to the football game, and then right before the game at coin toss, I will be coming to you, and you will be our guests on the field for the coin toss prior to our game today at 1 o'clock. We also do have a volleyball match this afternoon at 2 o'clock. While you are in Keystone Hall, not just a volleyball match at 2, there is a swim meet going on all day. It's been going on since last night. Not all night, but they started again this morning, and they will be going most of the day. But while you're in Keystone Hall, there have been some recent improvements, new flooring, as I was explaining to Jeremy and some of the track athletes in Opaque Fieldhouse, which I'm sure you would have liked to have had that when you were here. But also your plaques, your Hall of Fame plaques, are on display in our Hall of Fame case in the main lobby. I know a few of you were over there this morning, so please take the time to go see that and enjoy what we've done with some of the facilities. So again, on behalf of the athletic department, congratulations. It's a fantastic accomplishment. We're very, very proud of you. We're proud of what you've been able to accomplish and the comments that you're making about your experience here at Kutztown. Thank you very much.